All right, Shalom. I want to start by saying, call Allah, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, KAKADASH. Double honors to the Apostles of Israel, aka the Apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, real quick. So, as the title reads, it says the so-called black woman will soon enough give the black man respect. Will respect the black man soon enough. I think I put it something like that. And excuse me, the inspiration of this video is it stems from Numbers, the 12th chapter, where this is when Miriam's hand was made leprous. Because this is a time where I'm gonna read it. This is in a time where Aaron and Miriam spoke. They said basically they spoke against Moses. They was talking smack against Moses. Now the reason I say this because being that Moses was a so-called black man and Miriam was a so-called black woman, you gotta understand like how it is now with things like that going on. The so-called black woman speaking against the so-called black man, which is the best man that is on the earth, as far as the Lord goes. Now, we're not in the best predicament, and we're not in the best state of mind as far as a whole nation. But at the end of the day, the Lord is dealing with the so-called black man because why? That's the tribe of Judah. Okay, that's who the Lord, who YAHAWASHI, that's the line that he came through when he came through the earth, when he came on the earth. All right, even at the time of Solomon and at the time of YAHAWASHI, he came in as a Judite, a so-called black man. So he would have been a so-called Negro walking around here, man. But as YAHAWASHI was hated and disrespected, so was the so-called black man under him, man. Going for first and foremost his servants, the prophets. The so-called black man, so-called Latino man, and the so-called Native American man, the Israelite man, basically. All right, but it's just that the so-called black man is the head Israelite man, because the tribe of Judah is the head tribe of Israel, of the 12 tribes. So as of now, the so-called black man goes through the worst hardship. They go through the worst scrutiny. They go through the worst stigma. They got everything that could be bad. The so-called black man experiences it in Esau's kingdom, man. But there's a silver lining to it. Basically, the silver lining is the Lord is going to flip it. The Lord is going to turn it back to where we're going to be the most revered man on the earth. All right. The Lord said, well, you should receive fame and the land you will put to shame. All right. So it's gonna be times where it's gonna get better, but it's like it just fucked up because we have to endure this because at the end of the day, we still did go off from the Heavenly Father's law, statutes, commandments. But I read the story of Numbers, the 12th chapter, and Lord willing to be edifying. Actually, no, let me read I'm gonna read this real quick. I'm gonna read Revelation chapter 21, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. But the point is in verse 3. In fact, I'm gonna start at verse 4. I'm gonna read to verse 4. And it says, verse 1 of Revelation 21:1, it says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. Now, what's the first earth that's going to be passed away? The first heaven is going to be passed away? The current predicament we in right now. Esau's kingdom, first and foremost. This place is going to be destroyed. And when the Lord says a new heaven, a new earth, the earth is going to be replenished. The earth is going to be rejuvenated. The earth is going to be made not undefiled. The earth is going to be made pure again because YAHAWASHI is about to bring righteousness back to the earth. It's going to be a nice transition away the current state of the earth and the heavens now because we just saw yesterday they had a bunch of chemtrails in the air. They got a bunch of their bullshit satellites and a bunch of their stuff they got up in their ozone layer and a bunch of poison that Esau is doing. That's all going to be done away with. And it says verse 2, and it says Revelation 21:2, and it says, and I, John saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from YAHAWASHI out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of YAHAWASHI is with men. With men. And what men is that? The Israelite men. Starting with the so-called black man, the head tribe. And it says, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. And YAHAWASHI himself shall be with them and be their God. So what? YAHAWASHI is going to be back with us, man. And it started right now as he woke up the elect on the earth as we speak. Lord willing, I hope to be part of the elect. The Lord has woken up the Israelite man to his true heritage. That's why the Lord said, what? In the land of your captivity, you shall remember yourselves. That was talk about this time. Because at one point in time, before the late 1960s, we didn't know we were the Israelites in America. We just thought we were so-called black. We thought we were so-called niggas. We thought we were so-called Negroes. We thought we were African Americans, so on and so forth. So now we know what? We're the princes of the power. We're of the seed of Israel, the seed of Jacob, the house of Israel. That's who the so-called black man is. That's who the so-called Hispanic man is. That's who the so-called Native American man is. The men of Israel. And that's who the Lord said he's going to be their God, and they shall be his people. And it says, verse 4, and it says, and Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death. So what, the so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native American man is never going to die. Once Yahawah returns, who is also a so-called black man, what would be considered, but the king is king of Israel, the king Israelite, he's going to come and wipe away all tears. And says there should be no more death, because the Lord said, what? You should be like unto him. And he's what? Immortal. So he gonna be no, so how are women going to disrespect us then? They're going to be made pure. They're going to be made immortals. The curse is going to be lifted up off of us. That's the first and foremost thing. The curse is going to be lifted up off us. Deuteronomy 28th chapter, around the 15th verse on down to the 68th verse. 68th verse. And it says, neither sorrow. And what's a very sorrowful thing? To have your women against us, to have our women disrespecting us. That's all going to be done away with. And we ain't gonna need the black woman to respect the black man. The Yahawah is coming back to bring respect for the black man. And if his tabernacles with men, and what men is that? The Israelite men. And says, neither shall there be any more pain. No more pain. And that's physical and spiritual. It's a pain to have your woman against us. If you look at the so-called black man, most of the so-called black women, is pain, man. Pain, sorrow, tears, anguish, sadness, unhappiness. But here it is, Esau, they got the term happy wife, happy life. So as long as your wife is happy, you have a happy life. But what about the happy husband? What about the happy man? But Esau, this fucking devil, he didn't give the women all the liberty. He didn't give the women all the say, so it's for their happiness. Everything is catered towards them. Same thing he did in the garden with Eve. He hollered at the weaker vessel. All right? It said, neither be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Former things are passed away. These former things right now, this is going to be passed away. This is not always going to be how we live. We're not always going to live check to check. We're not always going to live in this monogamy. Oh, we're going to have one woman. We're not always going to live like this. We're going to live in pure happiness. We're not going to die anymore. No more tears, no more sorrow, no more pain. No more worrying about when our children leave the house, if they're going to be safe or not. The Lord said we shall dwell in peace, dwell in safety. Those so-called small heads over there in the land of Israel right now, they're not dwelling safely. They're not dwelling in peace. Now, granted, they're at war and they're on the offense, but at the end of the day, the regular masses of the people, they don't feel like they're secure. They don't feel like they're safe. And then you got these these small heads and these Amalekites that's throughout the world. And just say they are who they are, they're being what? Greatly despised. Okay, so let me go to what I initially wanted to read. All right, so this is the book of Numbers, chapter 12, verse 1. And it says, and Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married. For he had married an Ethiopian woman. Now, obviously, it would seem like it's fair for them to feel that way because, lust was a married amongst the heathen. But it was a certain reason why the Lord had that be done. All right? But at the end of the day, they had no right to speak against them. All right? It says verse 2, and it said, and they said, hath the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us? And the Lord heard it. So heard what? That sounded like some backbiting, sound like some, they talking shit. Basically trying to make it seem like, oh, why is Moses this? Why? It's like they're being jealous. It sounds like jealousy. And remember, these are her siblings. This is his brother and sister. All right? It says, verse 3 says, now the man Moses was very meek above all men which were upon the face of the earth. Verse 4, and it says, and the Lord spake suddenly unto Moses, and unto Aaron, and unto Miriam, come out ye three unto the tabernacle of the congregation, and they three came out. So the Lord had them three come out, to come out together, right? Now, after this is what they were just speaking against Moses, talking about because he married an Ethiopian woman. And it says, verse 5, and it says, and the Lord came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the midst, in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. So the Lord came down in the pillar of the cloud. So imagine that. Shalom, be more. So imagine that. Imagine the Lord coming down in the pillar of a cloud. Because our God is a consuming fire, so where there's smoke, right? And he said, verse 6, and it says, and he said, hear now my words, if there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. Verse 7, it says, my servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. It says, verse 8, it says, with him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold. Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? He's saying, like, this man that I came to personally, your brother, this same man that the Lord had delivered his nation out of captivity, out of bondage, like low-key the first king in Israel in a sense. You dare speak against him, my servant, my ace, my mans? That's what the Lord is saying to Aaron and Miriam. It says, behold, I'm going to read that again, verse 8 of Numbers chapter 12, and it says, with him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches, and the similitude of the Lord shall he behold. Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? Verse 9, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. So now they know that the Lord is angry with them for what they said against Moses. And now they know they made a mistake. Now they know they fudged up. And that's how the so-called black woman and a lot of these hoe-ass niggas, that's how they're going to feel when the ones that spoke against the prophets of BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, the ones that spoke the word in Egypt. Remember, we're like a bunch of Moseses in a sense, man. We're coming in the word of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, saying that we're in captivity, we're the Israel, but we're about to get raised up out of here, man. But only in this time, we're not asking Esau to let us go. We know he's not. But we tell him, you're going to let us go. We're telling him that the Lord is going to deliver us out of your hand and out of the hand of all these other nations, man. You no longer will have the upper hand over the nation of Israel. And it says, verse 10, it says, and the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. So why he do that? Why he do that to her? Why he didn't do that to Miriam? Why he didn't do that to Aaron? Why not? Why he didn't do that to Aaron? He did that to Miriam, the woman, the weaker vessel. And he gonna smite a lot of our women when Yahawashi returns, when the Lord returns. That's what people don't think of. They don't know that they don't think about the Lord actually returning to the earth. Some people just act like they don't believe in nothing. They don't know nothing. But here there's all these drones we're seeing right as we speak, all these drones and all these aerial activities, whether it be the angels, whether it be a government, it's definitely a sign that something's about to go down, period. No matter what it is. And something's about to go down. And as of right now, there's word that those drones are doing stuff because of some threat from Iran and whatnot, some nuclear, like to find, like they were like surveillance to find like nuclear something. I forget the word that but something to do with some nuclear activity from Iran. So you already know how that goes. Remember, the war still continues. It's the war regardless, all right? But continuing on. It says, this is Numbers chapter 12, verse 11, and it says, and Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly and wherein we have sinned. Because what? They spoke against Moses. That's kind of like an evil eye towards your neighbor, your brother. Speaking like, basically speaking evil. Not speaking evil, but like speaking like, just like strife. Envy and strife. And this is his siblings, his brother and sister. Okay, so Numbers chapter 12, verse 12, and it says, let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb. So they don't be looking like a leprous motherfucker. And it says, verse 13, it said, and Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, heal her now, O Yahweh, I beseech thee. So Moses asking the Lord, could you heal his sister? Could you heal sister? But look what the Lord about to say. Check out what the Lord says. Numbers chapter 12, verse 14, it says, and the Lord said unto Moses, if her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, and after that let her be received in again. So now let her be dealt with as a leprous person. She got to hold that. She got to eat that that was a judgment. The judgment for a person that's found to be leprous. They're supposed to be put out of the camp 7 days. And that's what the Lord said. No, that's what's supposed to happen to her. She was talking shit. She was writing a checker. What is that? She's writing a checker. Something couldn't sign. So he said no. So I read that again. So this is Numbers chapter 12, verse 13. It says, and Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, hear her now, O Yahawah, I beseech thee. And in verse 14 it said, and the Lord said unto Moses, if her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, and after that let her be received in again. So no, she got to eat this leprous curse of leprosy for 7 days and have to receive the punishment of a person to be found with leprosy. Verse 15, and it says, and Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. So the Lord said, mercy. The Lord, not, she's still good. She's still an Israelite, but she got to hold that. And our people, and when the time comes, our people gonna have to hold the judgment that the Lord gives to them. This go around. All right, people, like our people have to understand the error of their ways. They have to understand how rejecting the Lord is consequences behind it. Rejecting your God. Remember, this is at the time where the Lord had delivered the nation of Israel out of Egypt. And our people forgot the power of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. They forsook the Lord. And here's the last verse, and it says, Numbers chapter 12, verse 16, it says, and afterward the people removed from Hazeroth and pitched in the wilderness of Paran. So, they basically start doing their thing again. But what? They learned what? Yo, you mind your words. The Lord said what? Every idle word should be accounted. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. I think that's in Mark. I think it is. Hold up. I have to Google that. Every idle word. Bear with me. Matthew 12. Oh, shit. Oh, I said Mark. Yeah, Matthew. I think it was Matthew chapter 12, verse 16. Okay, yeah. No, verse 35, excuse me. So this is the book of Matthew chapter 12, verse 36. And this is Yahawashi speaking. This is red letter. Yahawashi's words directly. So Matthew chapter 12, verse 36, and it says, but I say unto you, that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. And what is approaching now? The day of judgment. What did the Lord, what was that from the Lord when he made Miriam leprous? That was a judgment. For what? Her words. The words that she spoke. And what did it do to Aaron? It spooked out Aaron. And then he did what? He went to Moses and said, what? Yo, I beseech thee, my Lord. He called his brother Lord. What do you think is going to happen when the elect get that glory? And the whole world sees Yahawashi and his elect glorified. They're going to say what? The Lord. This is the princes of the power. This the sons of Jacob. The gods on earth. In their God form. But Yahawashi said what? In Matthew chapter 12, verse 36. But I say unto you, that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. It says, for by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. So it's two sides of the coin. If you said good, you'll be justified. If you said bad, you should be condemned. But it said what? Every idle word, the Lord, you shall have to give an account for in the day of judgment. And what's coming now? What are we talking about? Judgment day. The day of the Lord's judgment. The day of the Lord's indignation is what? His judgment. And the Lord said what? Judgment goes forth every day. And you have to give an account. But ultimately, the day of judgment is coming when Yahawashi actually comes back to the earth. When every knee shall bow, every eye shall see him, every tongue shall confess. And say that you are the Son of God. Clearly, it's going to be clear. It's going to be evident. It's going to be clearly that Yahawashi is him. Because he comes with the brightness. He comes with the whole arsenal of the heavens. He comes with the angels, all of that. Like, come on, like, what that's what's about to go down, and that's the day of judgment. So all these people that was talking shit against the Lord's name, they were talking shit against his prophets, they were saying that, oh, you guys are foolish, you're stupid, this, that, and the third, our family and friends, loved ones, women, children, everybody would have something to say against the prophets of Yahweh, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, are going to have to give an account for every idle word in the day of judgment, which is approaching soon. The day of judgment is approaching soon. And that's when everyone will consider. Everyone will think about, like, damn, we fucked up. When they see the missiles coming over to America and other parts of the world and seeing that they're not being delivered, while they're actually seeing people be delivered from the very earth that they're standing on. Being delivered up in the air. The world is going to see the strangeness of our salvation, the deliverance of the elect of Israel, the children of Israel, the remnant of Jacob. That's what's coming soon. So every other word, remember, it's even good. You should be justified. So that ones that are speaking in the name of Yahweh, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, in sincerity and truth, being as best of a man of the Lord as they best can, those are going to be the ones that's going to be justified when Yahweh returns. And that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Every other word. And this is coming soon. Like, all this stuff happening is leading to what? The day of judgment, the day of the Lord's judgment. The day of the judgment of Yahweh, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. Because ain't no other guy making no noise. Ain't no other guy saying the things he's going to do a long time ago and doing it now. Our God did. Our God had prophets. You had prophets that prophesied of the times that we're living in presently. Thing that's going down presently. Yeah, so, with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM Kakadash. Double honor to the Positive Israel, a.k.a. the Positive Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Shalom.